Have you been waiting to hear me talk about the concept of cord cutting? That's coming up in just a moment. Hey everybody, I'm Mel. I'm the owner, the operator, and the creator here at Melsdivination, and today is Witchy Wednesday, and our topic of interest today is going to be cord cutting. Now, before I get into all of that, I do want to give you my little introduction. I have a website. It's melsdivination.com and can be reached out to there for coaching sessions or intuitive reading sessions. And if you're curious about something and you're not sure what to pick, you can email me at melsdivinationreadings@gmail.com. Today's Witchy Wednesday, so on Wednesdays we do all kinds of witchcraft and spiritual stuff. And on Fridays we do Flip Through Fridays, where I go through all different kinds of divination decks that I own. There's also a newer series that is astrology and tarot energy reads of the week or the month, depending on the video. So check all of that out if you are interested. I suggest you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell because I do hop on live and do live card pulls occasionally without warning. Okay, so with all that being said, we're gonna get right into this because I only have about 10 minutes of memory on my phone right now. So, cord cutting. I mentioned it briefly in a live today, and I decided we need to talk about this on here. So, what is cord cutting? Cord cutting is a concept across the spiritual world, both in spirituality and in witchcraft, where you have energetic cords. We have energetic cords that connect us to other people, other things, typically other people or situations. And with that, if we're trying to release something or someone, often a cord cutting would be recommended. Doesn't mean we're erasing them from our lives completely necessarily. What it does mean is it's removing some of that energetic attachment. It's removing the connection that is super strong energetically so that we can have some peace and some releasing of the situation. It's more like so we can have space. So we're not obsessing over something or hyper fixated on it, and it's kind of a healing tool. Now, there's definitely multiple types of approaches to cord cutting, so I'm not going to get super specific here, but there's different ways. So in the Reiki spiritual community, you can do a meditation where you're visualizing. I've heard of a meditation where you can have like Archangel Michael or something come in and picturing him cutting the cords that are connected to you and another person or the situation. So that's one approach that I've heard and I've actually used at one point. In the witchcraft community, there is an approach of candle magic. That's the one that I'm most familiar with. There's likely also, I think, one with like rope magic where you can physically actually cut the rope. Now, candle magic I'm more familiar with, where you typically have one candle, like a chime candle, one candle to represent you, one candle to represent the person or the situation, and then you take some form of twine and wrap it around the two candles, and then you burn them to remove the connection. And now this is a little bit dangerous because as the candles burn down, they eventually burn the rope, the twine, the piece of string or whatever it is you use that has connected the candles. And that symbolically removes the cord from being connected to the two individuals. So there is, and the varieties are almost endless with that because you can do it with all different kinds of things, all different colors, all different intentions. So it's a very large concept. It's not this tiny little thing where this is exactly what you do, this is how you do it, and it's the only way. There's a lot of different ways, as there are throughout magic and the magic community. Some people don't consider it magic because there's a more spiritual twist on it, but overall, it's still setting that intent to separate you from something, to separate you from a person, a situation, a pattern, an energy. And by doing that, it's supposed to give you a little bit more peace of mind and releasing and letting go of whatever the situation is. The most popular cord cutting that I am familiar with is around relationships. So perhaps there's a situation between two people where they're in separation, or they're broken up, or it's just not going the way we want it to go, and there's one individual, so I'll say female, male, there's one female, and this works for all genders and types. It's not, I'm just using it as an example. So a female really wants to be with a male. The male is kind of in that running mode where he does not want really anything to do with the female. She wants to be with him. It's hard. What we end up doing is the cord cutting to help release the tight energy, because energy gets really constricted when we over focus. And I'm not being judgmental because I've done it myself. So when we over focus on something, a person, or even like money, and we really, really, really want that. We want that person. We want that thing so badly. We actually kind of bind it up and get it into a space of where we're literally repelling it from us because we're in a place of lack or mistrust. And by doing a cord cutting, it releases the energy and allows us to let go enough that the energy can flow the way it's meant to, whatever that is. So it's not actually attracting something, but it can often help propel forward a situation. So sometimes I'll have a client do a cord cutting for themselves in relation to this relationship, whatever it was that I was, that example. And then all of a sudden, oh, guess what? He's contacting her. He's wanting to touch base. He feels her energy disconnect from him, and it's allowing him to miss her. Because when we're constantly connected to somebody, just even mentally thinking about them all the time, subconsciously they can feel that, and that doesn't let them miss us. It kind of can even feel stifling. That's the biggest one I'm most familiar with. I know that there's other types out there. I am not a master of cord cutting. I don't use it very often. I'm aware of it, and I've used it occasionally. It does help free up the energy. That is my personal experience when it comes to cord cutting. Some people don't like it because they're afraid it's going to lock that person out of their life forever. That's not the case. It's more to free up that energy. But sometimes you could do a cord cutting with that intention. Again, it depends on the intent. All right, guys, I'm going to sign off because I literally have like 4 minutes left of video memory on my phone. So thank you for sticking with me for this really short one. Check out the channel, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Bye for now.